Sons often grow up dreaming about proving to their dad that they're a man and they make something of themselves in this world. Some do this by getting a job, moving out of the house. Still others maybe start a family or create a business empire to run one day. A more common scenario we see is a son who goes off to college, pursue a degree, and make something of himself. What if your father just wanted a son who stood up for himself and what is right, valued honesty, integrity above all, and family, and just wanted what was best for his son? My father is exactly that kind of person. A very loving father, husband, and friend. The kind of guy that would give you a shirt right off his back and do whatever it is it's taken. Let me tell you a little bit more about my father. My father was a police officer and a man of family values above all else. He was a tall man, lean, but very strong, and knew how to take care of himself through years of police training. He did not go to college. He went into the Marine Corps after high school, right before Vietnam, and had a tremendous work ethic. I remember talking to my father about the timesheets that the police officers would fill out. And he commented that some of the officers would incorrectly fill out timesheets for full hours, even though they came in late or left early. He told me a very important lesson. He said, "Son, you don't get paid for the hours you don't work. That's the right way to do it." That statement sticks with me to this day. He made sure to set up his work schedule so he could attend all our sports games. My father loved to see his sons play games. When our church decided they needed a bingo game to help charitable efforts, my father volunteered to take on that committee. He learned what legally was required for this endeavor. He organized a group of volunteers who built the equipment and stages needed to do the bingo games. He did that all without a moment's hesitation because he knew it was the right thing to do. When we were younger, we needed a baseball coach at the last minute. My father stepped up and volunteered, even though he had a full work schedule and daily life to consider. He ran with the job, made the best of the situation. I even organized a group of parents to build a concession stand so we could have some better equipment and supplies and stuff. He did that full well knowing this was going to be for future kids because it was the right thing to do. He believed you leave a situation in better hands than what you took it. He always followed that principle. My father's always been a great influence on me personally. He always has been someone I look up to and admired as a person who always does the right thing and treats everyone fairly. I remember the time that I briefly went away to college right after high school. I partied a little too much, going crazy, didn't really attend classes all that much, and I was also on the baseball team at that time. Consequently, that first semester I was academically ineligible. I decided I wanted to leave school and come back home, but I needed to tell my father first. So I fully expected my father to be mad at me, yell at me, which I fully deserved. But I remember my father just told me he appreciated the honesty and told me this would be a learning situation. The thing that stuck with me most is he told me to make sure that I be a man and go talk to the coach. And first, thank him for the opportunity and apologize for letting him down. And that stuck with me throughout my adult life, that moment. My father also taught me another valuable lesson when I was about 21 years old. I had a cousin who was living in California briefly, suddenly became ill, and my uncle needed to go out to visit him in the hospital. My uncle always struggled financially and basically just made bad decisions in life, and was at our house and needed cash to be able to make this trip. Fully knowing my uncle's situation, my father never hesitated to give him the money and help him. My father gave him all the money he had, and when he needed to give him some more, my father asked me if I had any cash in my wallet. And I remember this vividly this day. The look in his eyes told me instantly that I needed to help my family out. It was the right thing to do. So I gave him the cash I had in my wallet. He gave it to my uncle. He then thanked me, and my father told me he'd pay me back when the opportunity arose. Consequently, my cousin died shortly after my uncle got there. It was a very sad time. But I remember my father told me later on, he said, "You know what we did for my uncle?" He goes, "That's what you do for family. That's the right thing, family above all else." My father's reiterated that point to me growing up time and time again. He basically said, you know, a man can make mistakes, and you will make mistakes, but a man will admit it, take responsibility, and steps to correct it and not repeat that same mistake. Life gives you lessons in the strangest ways sometimes. You could really have to open your eyes to see them. Young men looking to prove their men, puff their chests, show how strong they are and tough, they usually go about the wrong way these days. A real man is not the toughest guy in the room or the guy with the biggest house. A real man is one who stands for something, always does the right thing and for the right reason, loves unconditionally and places family first above all else. A real man is someone like my father. Thank you.